Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another episode of Shoots with Coops. And like you've seen by the title guys, we're shooting panoramas in a 6x6 Hasselblad. So this morning guys, I was catching up on some YouTube like I like to do on Sunday morning, and I watched a lot of XPAN videos. And I absolutely love that camera, but just the price of it these days, it's something I'll never own. But it got me thinking that, there's got to be a way I can shoot panoramas with one of my cameras or rig up a camera to do so. And then I just thought, hey, the Hasselblad, it really can't be, I thought to myself, it can't be that hard to actually rig up a 35mm film can inside the film back on the Hasselblad and shoot some panos. And lo and behold, guys, it really wasn't that hard. It took me about 5 minutes. I just got my Dremel tool out and I took a used 120 film spool reel and I just cut it down to the size that I needed, a bit of hot glue, and I just rigged it up so that it would perfectly fit in the back of the Hasselblad, and then just pulled the film through, a bit of sticky tape, and I was ready to go. Now while it sounds easy, it's actually a little bit tricky when we're composing using this method. It's not exactly ideal, but hey, spending $3,000 or $4,000 on an actual Hasselblad XPAN is even less than ideal as far as I'm concerned. So with the Hasselblad film back, when you load your camera up, okay, the way that the film is dragged forward through the spool is vertically. So like this way, if the film is dragged up in front of the film plane and then back onto the spool in the back there. So essentially you're shooting, if I was putting the 35mm, when I'm putting the 35mm can in, I should say, and shooting like this normally, they're going to be vertical panoramas, which is not what I want. So essentially what you need to do to get a horizontal panoramic shot is turn the camera on its side like that. Now this would be an absolute pain in the ass and extremely difficult if you did not have, or if I did not have this. Now this is a metered prism finder for the Hasselblad. So essentially what I was doing, I was loaded up with my prism finder on, and when I was taking a shot, I have the camera turned on its side like this, and then I was composing and taking shots like this. It's actually really not that uncomfortable at all. Obviously take my meter reading, set my aperture and shutter speed on the lens of the Hasselblad, and then just turn it over, compose, and shoot. And then when I was finished, guys, because I had just sticky taped the film leader onto another empty 120 spool, when I got back, I took the back off the camera, put it in my dark bag, took it out, and then rewound the film back into the cassette, and then just went ahead and processed it like normal. And surprise, surprise, guys, it worked. I developed it this afternoon. I scanned the images on my Epson V600 and then converted them with Negative Lab, and I'm really, really happy with the results. It's a panoramic shot. It's essentially exactly like shooting an XPAN format-wise with a few little hiccups. For instance, what I'll go over now, because obviously it's not an ideal solution, but as a quick and easy fix to have a bit of fun, which is what photography is all about, guys, it was great. Now, what I had to do, guys, was, if you can see here, the matte focusing screen on the Hasselblad, what I actually did was, I didn't set up a grid, but obviously I knew that I had positioned the 35mm film spool to run through the center third of that matte screen. So when I was composing, it was just a simple matter of kind of guessing. I'll be honest, I was just estimating where the film would actually be on the matte screen, but it was actually really, really easy. Just divide it up. I just did the center third portion of the matte focusing screen, like I said, and pretty much every shot that I took, the framing was exactly what I had intended to do. So I'm really, really happy, and it actually was really, really easy. Even though it sounds hard, it was really easy to do. Now, the other problem I ran into, guys, is I only actually got 14 shots, 14 panos, and a few of them actually ended up being double exposures, because like I said, I had already shot a few frames on this roll, because the Hasselblad it's designed to shoot 12 frames with your 120 film, which I didn't realize would be an issue. But when I got to that 12th frame and I was trying to wind on to the next frame to actually take a shot, the camera would wind, recock the shutter, but because the film back essentially thought that it was out of film, it wouldn't connect properly with the Hasselblad and let me take a photo. So that's a bit of a bummer. So like I said, I only actually got 14 shots off the roll. I'm still pretty happy with that. I mean, I know that the actual XPAN, I'm fairly certain, takes 20 or 21 shots on a roll of 35mm, I think. So for the fact that I just rigged something up myself at home and I managed to get 14 frames, I'm still really, really happy and really, really, you know, pretty chuffed with the results, considering it took me 5 minutes while I was thinking about it, 5 minutes to set up, and then I was out on the street and ready to go. So guys, it was actually really, really fun today. Something completely different, you know, spur of the moment, on a whim I decided to do this, and it panned out and it worked, and I, you know, got some really nice images. So I seriously can't recommend this sort of thing enough to you guys. You know, experiment with film, have fun with photography. It doesn't have to be serious all the time. But now I know that I can use this method and it will work correctly. I know how many frames I'm going to get, you know, exposing the film, not exposing the film, I should say. Getting correct framing, I should actually say. It was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to do it again. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to hit you with the images that turned out. They're not the one double exposure, but I'm going to show you the images that turned out, guys, so you can see them for yourselves. I hope you enjoyed this quick one, guys. Happy shooting, and I'll see you in the next episode.